Hello everyone. Today we are going to dive into a world where a single misplaced semicolon can cost millions of dollars in a matter of seconds. I am going to tell you how the immense arrogance of a boss who thought programming was just typing fast caused the biggest server crash in the history of our company, right on the most important day of the year. I am the lead backend engineer, the invisible part that makes everything work, at one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the country. To give you a visual idea, when you log in to buy something on our website, there are thousands of refrigerator-sized servers working in unison in massive data centers to securely process your payments. In our industry, there is a sacred rule called code freeze. 2 weeks before Black Friday, it is absolutely forbidden to push new features or updates to the system. The code is frozen to guarantee that the website is 100% stable when millions of people log in at once to buy. But a year ago, the board of directors hired Victor as the new vice president of technology. Victor was not an engineer. He came from the sales department of a cosmetics company. To him, a team of programmers was just like a shoe factory. If you yell at them, they produce more. He didn't understand memory leaks, databases, or quality assurance. He just wanted to impress the higher-ups. Thursday arrived, exactly 24 hours before Black Friday was set to begin. Our website was frozen, armored, and ready to receive 3 million simultaneous users at midnight. That morning, Victor burst into my engineering department. He carried his laptop in his hand and wore a smile of absolute superiority. "Engineer," he said, tapping on my desk. "The graphic design team just handed me the new 3D visual recommendations algorithm. It's a beautiful feature that shows product animations right in the shopping cart. I want you to push it to the main production servers right now. It will be live tonight for Black Friday. We are going to crush our sales goals with this design." I just stared at him, feeling my coffee turn to ice in my stomach. "Victor, that is digital suicide," I explained to him in a very deep and serious voice. "We are in the middle of a code freeze. That feature hasn't been through the quality assurance team. I've skimmed the code, and it has a massive memory leak. If we push this to production and 3 million people log in at the same time, that algorithm will multiply database requests to infinity. The processors will overload to 100%. The servers will collapse, and the entire website will shut down. We will lose tens of millions of dollars." Victor let out a snort of pure disdain, crossing his arms with that reckless ignorance that only the worst managers possess. "Oh, please. You IT guys are all paranoid and just don't want to work under pressure," he replied, looking down his nose at me. "The code was made by a very expensive agency. It's perfect. A few animations aren't going to break the internet. I've been selling products for years, and I know what the customer wants to see. This is a direct order from the vice president. Either you push that update to the main server right now, or I'll call security, fire you for severe insubordination, and hire an intern who knows how to click the publish button." Any engineer knows that an overloaded server has no mercy and respects no corporate hierarchy. I knew perfectly well that the result was going to be a digital apocalypse of fire, but since my paycheck was under threat, I resorted to the strongest armor a programmer has: the approval ticket. "I absolutely refuse to destroy the company under my responsibility, Victor," I answered with mechanical coldness. "But since you have higher executive rank, you are going to use my computer." I pointed to my control screen. "You are going to log in with your authority code. You are going to draft an order demanding we bypass the code freeze and publish the update without QA testing 24 hours before Black Friday. You will explicitly write that you reject my technical warning about the memory leak and the database crash. And you will sign that you assume absolute, personal, and legal financial responsibility for the website going down." Victor let out a laugh full of arrogance. "If this little theater act is what you need to calm your nerves, I'll gladly do it," he declared. He typed in his username, drafted the order mocking my warnings, and approved it with his digital signature. "There's your little piece of paper. Now push that code and learn to be efficient." I complied with the order. I hit the enter key. The defective code was injected straight into the heart of our servers. The ticking time bomb was armed. It was 5 minutes to midnight. The entire technical team was in the office, sweating cold in front of the immense monitoring screens that showed the web traffic in real time. Victor was pacing the room with a glass of champagne, waiting for his triumph. At exactly 12 o'clock, the Black Friday deals went live. The graph of connected users shot up vertically. 100,000, 500,000, 2 million people flooding the website all at once. For the first 30 seconds, the 3D animations worked, and Victor smiled. But then, the unforgiving physics of software did its job. Victor's untested code began to devour the server's RAM. On our giant screens, the system health indicators, which were always a calm green, turned yellow. Then orange. And at second 45, they turned into a flashing, bloody red. "Why is that alarm sounding?" Victor asked, dropping his glass of champagne, his eyes wide open. "The defective code is making millions of infinite loops per second, Victor," I told him without showing any emotion. "The database is choking to death." At 12:01 a.m., absolute collapse occurred. The immense server processors hit 100% capacity and, to protect themselves from a physical fire, automatically shut down due to the overload. On the screens of millions of customers across the country, our beautiful online store disappeared. It was replaced by a terrifying and cold black-lettered message. Error 503. Service unavailable. The most important website in the country had just died in minute 1 of Black Friday. We were losing nearly $500,000 for every minute of downtime. The office phones started ringing like air raid sirens. The panic was absolute. Victor was gripping a desk, white as a sheet, hyperventilating and shaking spasmodically. He had just realized that his aesthetic whim had annihilated the corporation's sales for the entire year. 5 minutes later, the CEO of the company appeared on the emergency video call on the main screen, screaming from his house. "What the hell is going on? The site is down. We are losing millions," roared the CEO. Victor, desperate and cornered, attempted the most cowardly maneuver to save himself. "It was the lead engineer," yelled a hysterical Victor, pointing at me to the camera. "He pushed an update incorrectly. I asked him to be careful, and he crashed the servers due to his incompetence." The CEO stared intensely at me through the screen, filled with lethal fury. I maintained a glacial calm. I moved my mouse and shared my screen on the main video call. There was the proof of his execution. Massive letters projected right in front of the owner of the company. I order the bypass of the code freeze and the publication of the update without QA testing. I formally reject the lead engineer's technical warning regarding the memory leak and the server crash. I assume, personally and legally, full financial responsibility for the website going down. And right below it, Victor's unalterable digital signature and log. The CEO read the text. A deafening silence fell over the video call. "Victor," the CEO said with a voice so heavy with icy hatred that it silenced the room. "You have ignored the most basic laws of software engineering for a stupid animation. You just cost us Black Friday. You are fired immediately, effectively on the spot, and without severance. Security, remove him from the building." He turned to his lawyers on the call. "Open a civil lawsuit tomorrow morning. We are going to garnish every last cent of his assets for gross, willful negligence." Victor was dragged out of the room by the security guards, crying inconsolably. His career in technology turned to ashes that night. It took me exactly 45 seconds to type the rollback command, delete Victor's garbage code, and reboot the servers. The website sprang back to life immediately, and we saved the campaign. I was promoted to Director of Infrastructure. And nowadays, I assure you, if we are in Black Friday week, no one in the entire corporation even dares to change the color of a single letter on the website. If you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe for more.